Hello, hello, hello. We are back for some more Wilson. It is Unit 5. We are now on day 7. I know I told y'all on Monday that we were going to test on Friday, and I know that we missed yesterday. However, Miss Franklin is going to work it all out so that we are still able to test on Friday. That's when you say, thank you, Miss Franklin. You're the best. I know. Moving on, we're going to get started with our Just Start. And it's a little different than what you're used to. Day 7, they typically do give you like a little challenge. So, first of all, you need to pause this video, and if you don't already, run and get you something to write on and something to write with. So go ahead and grab those things. Pause the video if you need to now. But once you have your materials, sheet of paper, if you have a whiteboard at home, whatever you have, I want you to go ahead and set up these two columns. These two columns of syllables. We have column 1, which are our first syllables, and then column 2. These are our second syllables. So syllables number 1, syllables number 2. And what you're going to do once you get these two columns copied down is you are going to draw a line from syllables in column 1 to syllables in column 2 to build real words. I'll say that again. You are going to look at column 1, the syllables here, and then match them with syllables in column 2 to make real words. So, go ahead and pause your screen if you need to. Get this copied and written down. So, get this copied and written down. And then give yourself 5 minutes. That's how long a typical Just Start is. Give yourself 5 minutes and see if you can make the correct word connections. All right, and this is what your board or your sheet of paper, whatever you wrote on, this is what it should look like. You see where I have taken these syllables in column 1 and drawn lines to the syllables in column 2 to make real words. So your words should be relish. Does your hot dog have relish on it? Insult. That was a very mean insult. Tonic. Like that special drink, that special healing drink we learned about earlier in the unit. Complex. Another word for difficult or hard. Submit. Please make sure that you submit your work on Google Classroom. Credit, as in a credit card. Then we have, I cannot tell what this says. Oh, magnet. There was a magnet on the refrigerator. We have contest. They won the contest. And then bucket. I need a bucket because I'm about to mop my floor. So, once again, go ahead and pause the screen. Double check your work. Make sure that you have all of those words. Pause your screen. Double check your work. Okay, so today we're going to move on in the unit and start talking about 3-syllable words. So far, we've only been working with 2-syllable words. We're hopping into 3 today, and we are also going to talk about a particular sound for KT, and how we spell those when we're working with words. So, I only have one more syllable division rule. This should be the last one until way further on. And it is the syllable division rule for 3-syllable words. And just because we are getting into longer words with more syllables, it does not mean that we should be afraid, because we already really know everything we need to know. It's just a matter of working syllable by syllable and vowel by vowel. Syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel, working the syllable division rules that you already know. So, an example of this, and your notes are in Google Classroom. An example of this is the word fantastic. Fantastic. You all are doing a fantastic. See how I broke that up? Fantastic job as virtual students. Fantastic. Here is the word. Now I am interested in dividing this into syllables. So, like I said, just because it is a longer word, a 3-syllable word, does not mean that the process for dividing it into syllables is more difficult. We work syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. As always, when I am trying to scoop syllables, I start with my vowels. So, in fantastic, A, and I are my vowels. I'm going to go ahead and mark them as short because here's a hint, we only know short vowels so far. And when I'm working with longer words, I like to go ahead and mark so that I kind of have a roadmap of where my vowels are. Because you know the next step is to look at what is in between our vowels. So, syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. If I look at my first 2 vowels, these A's, and then I need to look at what is in between them. I have an N and a T. The syllable division rule that I already know states when there are 2 consonants in between 2 vowels, I split in the middle. So I know that my first syllable is fan. And like I have already said multiple times in this video, and you will hear me say it over and over and over again, syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. So then I go on to my next 2 vowels. This A and this I, same deal. I have an S and a T. When I have 2 consonants in between 2 vowels, I split in the middle. So my next syllable is tas. And then the last one, go ahead and scoop it to the end, tick. Fantastic. Fantastic. Fantastic job. So, it's just a simple matter of still tapping this out if you need to. Fantastic. And then thinking about where those vowels are, and then scooping accordingly, knowing what we've already learned. I'm going to do 2 more. Let's do this word. Athletic. Athletic. He was very athletic. He played 3 different sports. So, here is athletic. Athletic, same thing. We identify our vowels first. I'm going to go ahead and mark mine since this is a longer 3-syllable word. A, E, and I. And then syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. A and E are my first 2 vowels. What's in between them? I have a T, an H, and an L. We learned on Monday that when I have 3 consonants in between 2 vowels, that the first letter typically goes with the first syllable to keep it close. However, we also have a rule that states when there are 3 consonants, but 2 of them make a digraph. Digraphs are those letters that stick so closely together they make a single sound. The digraph has to stay together, and that goes with the first syllable. So, in the case of athletic, we know that TH is actually a digraph. I'm going to underline it together because that's how we mark digraphs. And so in this case, with the T, the H, and the L, TH has to stay together. So, instead of me just putting the T with the first syllable, the H has to go along with it. Ath. And then looking at E and I. When I have 1 consonant in between 2 vowels, I know that the consonant goes with the first syllable. So that's how we get let. And then we just have ick. And remember, boys and girls, when we have that CK sound, that k, athletic, at the end of multisyllabic words, is always spelled IC. So pause the video if you need to, and make sure that you have these examples written down. Fantastic and athletic. Remember, we work syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. Okay, and I will do one more. This word that I'm going to do is actually a compound word. However, it has 3 syllables. I know our typical compound rule states that when you're trying to split it up, you simply split between the words. However, when we are working with words with 3 syllables, that's not always the case. And I'm going to use the word snapdragon as an example. Snapdragon. Here it is. We know that this is a compound word because snap is a word, dragon is a word that can stand alone. However, when we are trying to split this into syllables, we will see that it actually has 3 syllables instead of our typical 2. So, first things first, I identify my vowels. Snapdragon, I have an A, another A, and then an O. So, syllable by syllable, vowel by vowel. My first 2 vowels are my A in my A. In between, I have a P, a D, and an R. Those are all consonants. The rule states when I have 3 consonants in between 2 vowels, the first letter of the first letter of the 3 consonants typically goes with the first one to keep it close. In this case, that holds true because the other part of that rule says that blends need to stay together, and this D and R, that forms a blend. Dr, dr. So, D and R, they each keep their own sound, but they are blended in together. So, dr. And then I move on to my next 2 vowels, my A and my O. In between my A and O is 1 consonant G. When there's only 1 consonant in between 2 vowels, this consonant needs to go with the second syllable. No, the first syllable to keep it closed. So I would scoot and keep that G with the second syllable and then finish it up. Snap, drag, on. So compound word, however, it has 3 syllables. Not like sandbox or windmill, those words we've been looking at. Snapdragon has 3 syllables. Okay, now I want to talk about the KT sound spelling when we're working with multisyllabic words that have that sound, the KT sound at the end of their word. Boys and girls, anytime we have the KT sound at the end of a multisyllabic word, it is always, always, always spelled with a C and a T. So, on whatever you are writing on, I want you to spell the word subject. Subject. Reading is my favorite subject. Subject. See how it's making that KT sound? However, we are spelling it with that CT blend. Subject. Subject. Same thing with a word like contract. Make sure you read over your contract before you sign. Contract. So subject and contract. Also, we know that our handy dandy friend, the ed suffix, it makes the ed, the d, and the t. It also can make the KT sound. So, say I have this word right here. I'm going to draw an arrow so you know what I'm talking about. Back. Back. If I wanted to put the ed suffix onto back, as in she backed into the minivan, she wasn't paying attention. We hear how ed here in backed makes that KT sound. But it's the ed suffix, so it's spelled ed. So, the KT sound can be spelled either CT or the ed suffix. And then the last thing we're going to talk about today, or I'm going to talk about today, I hope you're talking about this at home, taking good notes, following my lead. We're going to talk about adding suffixes to multisyllabic words. So, say I have the word publish. Publish. She wants to publish a book. Publish. Tap the sounds out if you need to. Write these down on whatever you're writing on. Publish. P-u-b-l-i-sh. That sh diagram should be at the end. Publish. All right. This is what you should have. Publish. If I wanted to change the function or the form to this, say she works at a publishing company. Ing, I would add that ing suffix. You simply attach it on. So, and this was actually a Unit 4 skill. We have our base word, which is publish. And then we attach that suffix, and we know that we circle suffixes. I could have also added S. I hope she publishes a really good book. So once again, publish is my base word, and then I would just add that ES suffix. Or what's another suffix? Ing. Or of course we could add ED. She published a book last spring. Published. Published. ED. So, today we went over syllable division rule number 7, all about splitting up 3-syllable words. We talked about adding suffixes to multisyllabic words, and we also talked about the spelling for the KT sound. Tomorrow it will be very important to tune in, watch the video. Make sure you don't have any questions for me, because Friday we are testing. We are going to test, and I want you to do your absolute best. So if you're missing anything, you're confused about something, you need to make sure to log on tomorrow and do the work that's in there. Hit me up on the Meet. I'll be live like always. And let's see if we can get you tested and good to go so that we can move on to Unit 6. But for today, this is all that you needed to know. Come back tomorrow ready to work.